Hey everyone, how are you doing? Today's been like an interesting day for having guests on the show. One didn't have their internet ready, and nope, here comes our other ones now. How are you guys
Can
doing?
you see us both?
Good.
Oh, there
How are
we go.
you?
Can you both get in there? Wait a second. I'm trying to see if I can do this a different way so we can get in. There we go. That one's a little bit better. We can get you both in. So
Right.
how are you?
Good.
Doing
How are
great. How
you?
about you?
Oh my gosh, like it's been a crazy, crazy time. How was your holidays?
It was wonderful,
Yeah,
actually.
very
Really,
nice.
really relaxing. And we're visiting my parents up in Northern California. So it's gorgeous here.
Nice. It's freezing here in Ontario.
Oh,
That's Eastern Canada in the wintertime is never to be expected to be tropical, you know?
you know about that.
Well, thanks for joining me today. I love that you're here, and I want everyone to sort of get a chance to get to know the two of you and what joy you're going to be bringing to IAUSM because you guys have some great content that's coming. And I think my first question before I get into that is, we didn't know each other before you came in, you joined into IAUSM. So I guess my first question is, what made you decide to do it?
Oh,
You take that one.
it was an absolute yes for me. I mean, just the name in itself. I probably say the word awesome, I don't know how many times a day, but it just seems so right. I'm somebody that leads with my intuition, and it just immediately felt like a big yes. Just everything that you've set up and all the people involved. It's such a blessing. So thank you.
You're so welcome. It's been quite the challenge over the last 7 months too.
Oh yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe you could tell us a little bit, Adam, about the two of you.
About the two of us. Well, just to kind of tack on to the whole awesome vibe, just a funny little anecdote. At our wedding, I decided to, yeah, she's laughing already. I decided to sing to my wife using her dad as my guitarist. And I prepared a song that was outside of my range. And to be honest, I mean, most songs are. I'm not a singer, but it was the thought that counted, and the song was her favorite song, so I chose to sing it. And now the word "awesome" comes up in that song roughly about 122 times. So just to kind of throw that in there as well. But yeah, no, we're a couple that I think we've always gone by our gut and always have just kind of really just, if it felt right, we just went for it, regardless of what anyone else thought, said, felt about anything. And, that's it literally is from the beginning where we met. I mean, we met and then literally fell in love at first sight, but didn't tell each other. And, and then we were engaged 2.5 months after we met. And people thought we were
you guys are a very unique couple because you're so in sync with everything that you do.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks. We try. I mean, we're also human, so we have our moments, but for the most part, yeah, we are very in sync, I think.
Yeah, we really are. And I think when we met too, we looked at each other and we said, "Hey, like you just be you, I'll just be me, and we'll just see where this goes." And I think we both knew that we wanted to our spiritual evolution to be the first and foremost of our relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's one of those things where we've both been in plenty of relationships before, and a lot of the times, actually, I want to say almost all the time, when you first meet someone, I think it was Chris Rock who said it, you're not dating the person, you're dating their representative, right?
It's so true.
Yeah. And so many times you're trying to be what you think the other person wants you to be instead of simply being yourself. And the reason that relationships like that break down is because you're literally suppressing so much of yourself because you're afraid of being rejected, and all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure because the other person's falling in love with someone that doesn't actually exist. And so then by the time you can no longer keep up the charade, 8-9 months into the relationship, all of a sudden that's where all the issues start to happen. And so we were blessed in that we both kind of looked at each other and said, let's just be who we are, and if this works, great, and if it doesn't, okay, no problem.
No pressure.
But at least we know that, like, we came into this eyes open as individuals, who are looking to be in a relationship together and build something together, as opposed to, there was never like a you complete me vibe in this relationship at all. That's a whole bunch of baloney.
But that is a bunch of baloney. You know what? And there was something that you said there, and it's quite, you be you and I'll be me. And, you guys are a couple. I've been single for a long time. And, when I do go out, on dates, when I finally do go on a date, it's really funny because usually that first date, they're like, so what are you looking for? That question will come up, and I'll just be like, nothing. Just be yourself, right?
Exactly.
And that freaks people out. Like they're used to getting that whole laundry list of, I want this and I want this and I want someone who's like this. And I remember one guy say, like, he seemed so disappointed that I didn't have a list. And I was just like, you know what though? How about you just be yourself? And if it works for me, that's great. And I'll just be me. And if that works for you, then that's great. And I just don't have a list. And I think that people don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, that's a true statement. I think a lot of people, take their cues from other people, and so, for example, you give that list, right? And then the other person tries to live up to that list, but they'll only try to live up to that list for as long as you're trying to live up to their list. And so then as soon as there's a disconnect between the lists, then there's like, well, you're not doing this for me, so I don't want to do this for you. And it's like, well, but that's not what a true relationship is supposed to be.
Right. And the other interesting thing is that you guys got engaged after 2.5 months. And I have always said, my always thing is the 3-month thing, right? You're not really going to know who that person is until 3 months later, when can no longer hold up the facade, the persona. And all of a sudden, you start seeing things about this person that you didn't even know existed before that. And it's kind of a trap. I always feel like it's a trap, because especially with women, because we'll be there. What did I do wrong? I must have done something. I want that man back that I first dated, that person that I first dated. And they take all this responsibility on that they must have done something wrong, and all of a sudden things start to break down when it was just that he was just, or she was just not really being true about who they were.
Yeah. Or just that person wasn't right for you. And I think both of us before, we had several kind of like 3-month relationship, also longer relationships. So, we kind of, when we met each other, it was like, there was no facade. It was, obviously certain things did come up later, but we did have a longer engagement. And so I think we kind of were like, okay, we got engaged. We'll make everyone happy. We'll wait a year to get married. So
we actually had some friends who tried to stage an intervention when they found out that we were engaged. And
actually just one friend.
Whatever. We don't talk to them anymore. not for any, there was no like nefarious, like, we're not talking to you. And it's one of those things where I think, again, when something's in alignment, then it's in alignment, and that'll stay in your energy field, right? Or in your vibration. Yeah. But if it's out of alignment, it's going to fade away no matter what. So right. I think that's a really good lesson for anyone out there who's kind of going, well, I want to be in a relationship. I want to, this,
don't try to make it work. Not like that. Like, don't make it fit. You can't just make it fit.
To be like a little bit crude, but also very true. I always say, and this is so, love is like a fart if you have to force it, so it's, you just follow that to the conclusion.
Yes, I've heard you say that before.
But it's true. You just got to allow it to be, like, don't try to force the fit. Cause if you force the fit, it's usually, you can rhyme that one. And so, it's one of those things where, at the end of the day, not everything's going to line up. I mean, I consider our relationship to be about as perfect as it can be. And even in that, we have our stuff. We have our things where we disagree, where we get into little arguments here and there. But at the end of the day, what I can tell you is that neither one of us has ever called each other a name. We've never name called. We've never insulted the other person's intelligence. We've never put the other person down. We've never... it's always like about the disagreement, and then knowing that the overarching theme is we're a team. We're in this together no matter what. So whatever's going on right now, like, we'll work it out. But we just have to figure out what the issue is, and then work it out. And if we're too heated, we'll take time. Like, I'll go to a different room. She'll go to a different room. I'll go, for a run or whatever, like, and then we'll come back and meet in the middle. And usually I'll just be like, I'm sorry. And then, we'll move on. So,
Well, I think because we've taken divorce off the table, it's not like it's ever going to get to that point, because we've chosen to love each other on a spiritual level, and to, if things come up, we'll always just work through it and find a way. So I think that feels really good. And I want that for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing. And I think also it's funny that we went down this road, because when I was saying you guys are so in sync, I was talking about more like, your professional ways too. Like, you both go into the yoga, you both are into Ayurveda, you both have a lot of your life choices outside of just, your relationship are also in sync.
Yes.
It's really interesting. I actually, before Cherise and I met, I had I've been down a spiritual path since I was 18 years old. And, but really very quickly before we met, I had taken a yoga class. It's probably, I want to say like 4 or 5 months before we met. And I loved it. And I was like, I really want to do more of this. This feels really good. And so I came back and I was looking for yoga classes, and I was working out at LA Fitness at the time, and they had a yoga class. And not to knock LA Fitness if they're still in business. I have no idea. No, I'm just teasing. But not to knock LA Fitness. But, I went to the class and it was just like, oh, this is no, this was terrible. And maybe it was just the one teacher. But I remember going, I really want to find like a good yoga class. And then when we met, it was one of those things where she was like, I teach yoga. You should come check out my class. And I'm like, yeah. And so I took her class, and you can tell the story about it afterwards. But I after leaving my puddle of sweat on the ground, I was like, this is amazing. And she's like, yeah, I just finished, my teacher training, and would you, and I was like, can I sign up? And literally within 2 classes, I was already in the teacher training. And, 3 months later, I got my 200-hour. Well, actually it took a little longer than that, but I ended up completing my 200-hour yoga and Ayurveda teacher training. And it was amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I love that you guys are bringing all this yumminess to IAUSM.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, we have our free Ayurveda course up right now, which is awesome. And we have a relationship course that we have just the last part to add. And then it should be up pretty soon. So
we're going to get to it.
That,
yeah. So. As soon as we possibly can. We just have one last thing to record, which is, it's a 4-part course where we give people the ability to kind of look at what their relationship is, if they're in one, and find a way to make it better. And also how to attract the relationship if you're not in one and you're looking for one.
Right.
And it's a 4-week thing. And if you do the actual exercises and really, really live it, you're going to see changes in your life. There's no question about it, especially if you're already in a relationship. But again, at the end of the day, we are living proof. And there's so many different stories, but we're living proof that when you just leap, the net appears. Like, it really, really does. If you believe and just go, you know what? I have this gut feeling that this is what I'm supposed to do. How's it going to happen? Don't know, but we're going to make it work.
Right.
And it's not even make it work. We're going to allow it to work. It's going to be great. Even if you don't see the top of the staircase, each step will appear in front of you as you go. And it's literally like a magical staircase. I know that's a weird way to put it, but
no, it's true. It's about having faith, right? You just got to have the faith.
It's true. And as long as you're doing, I believe, like your daily work or your daily discipline, I think you have to put your foot forward with that and let the results come from that daily discipline, that daily practice. And we give a lot of tips and tools that you can use in the course, and including meditations and things. So I'm excited.
That's amazing. And you're also going to be doing are you still doing face yoga?
Yes, we are doing that.
Tell people what face yoga is. Like, some people might be going, face yoga?
Yeah, well, it's a yoga. It's amazing because we learned it in our yoga and Ayurveda training, and there's so many different things that you can do for the face, including breath work and just different things that you're, moving on your face and working your face, because your face has muscles just like every other part of your body, and so you want to train it as well. So It's going to be a really fun course. I've kind of already planned it out, and it's going to be something for everyone, and it's going to be something that you could use on a daily basis and use the practices, and it's fun. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that too.
That's great. There's just so much going on inside IAUSM. I'm just like, I'm freaking out. Like, I had no idea when I started this, like, where it was going to really go with it. I just, I got a vision. I just kind of went with it. I had no idea where it was going, but it just has turned into this amazing amazing collaboration of awesome teachers. And I'm so excited because now, in the last 6 months, I've been really focused on the site, the academy itself, and really focused on the faculty and the faculty experience. But now, 2021, we've just done an overhaul of the site, big cleanup of everything because, it's evolved so much that we needed to shut it down for a few months or a few weeks just to sort of clean it up and get it the way we wanted it. And then now it's about the student experience. Now it's about the students coming in. And I'm starting every week, I'm going to be doing a 2-hour masterclass, which is going to be a live event for public or for students. It doesn't matter. Anyone can come. And it's going to be an event where, we're going to really focus in on people's goals, like how they can find their goal, and also really focusing in on their motivation to make that goal a reality, what's going to motivate them, as well as taking people on a tour of IAUSM and all of the amazing things that are on inside, because it's just so different. And I think what I've learned over the last couple of months, I've seen students come in and students come out, and I think it's because I'm like, why? Because it's so, I know all the yummy stuff that's in there. But I think the thing was that they didn't know all the yummy stuff that's in there. Yeah. And, they know what a social community is because we're all part of one. We're on one right now. So we're part of the social community. And we all know about courses, but they didn't see how they were like, they didn't see the pieces that were putting them together. So I think that that's really something that has to happen during this master session as well, is really just taking everybody on this great tour of IAUSM as well. They can just see how awesome it is. And, it's just, we've got some great people, like some really wonderful teachers have come in. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the students. I was going to say the kids. They're not kids.
Yeah, all ages. I mean, yeah, I love what you put together. It's honestly amazing. And, kudos to you, Ayse, amazing.
Well, it takes all of us. It's taken all of us. Like, we have weekly faculty meetings. You guys haven't made a lot of those yet, but we have weekly faculty meetings. And these are just things where we really collaborate and think of things. And now that the site's built, it's funny because at the beginning, it was a lot of Q&A. Ayse, how do we do this? Ayse, how do we do that? And now it's more like, hey, we should do this. And it's just like, now it's more of a collaborative thing. And everybody's bringing their strengths to the table. Like, I'm not a big marketing person. Like, I've never been a really big marketer. Like, that's not really my forte. And last night at the meeting, I was just like, okay, listen, we need some verbiage on the site. And I'm not the marketing person. Right. So you guys don't wait for me to do everything. And all of a sudden, everybody was just like bringing in their thoughts and their ideas. And I've had stuff sent to me already. And teachers want me to have a meeting with them just so they can help me with the verbiage on the site and stuff. So it's the wonderful thing about it is that it's become that this is not Ayse's academy. This is our academy. This is ours. Right. So it's a very different kind of a feel to it. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited to see where this is going to go, like where it's going to be 6 months from now when we're so packed with students and teachers and stuff. It's going to be amazing.
Yay. It's very exciting for everyone.
Agreed.
So if you were going to give somebody a tip right now on one of your most favorite topics, what would that be?
I would go Ayurveda for me. I think the most important thing, like a wonderful tip that you can use in your life, when you get up in the morning, use a tongue scraper. It's so great for so many reasons, and you can order it on Amazon or whatever, but it starts your body off. It lets your body know you're ready to digest, and you get rid of all that. They call it in Ayurveda ama, which is like a buildup of toxins from overnight, and you just get rid of it. And then I would just have some water with lemon because it's a great way to start the day. How about you?
Mine actually would be more of a mindset tip, which is let go. Straight up. Just no, seriously. Yeah. Just let go. Whatever you're holding on to from yesterday, from 10 minutes ago, from whatever you're projecting into just let go. Let go. Be where you are. Be in the moment. Let go. Take a deep, deep breath and just let go and trust that it's all going to work out.
Now, I want to say something to that sort of come up for me. When people hear about, when people listen to, wonderful, wonderful humans as yourselves, and others like spiritual people and people who are holistic and people who are there, do a lot of like working with people. And they always hear us saying like, let go, do this. I think that they think our lives are just like rainbows and lollipops and things that are flying around and everything's like throwing flower petals around. And it's like when we had the site down for 2 months, or sorry, 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days before the site went out, I had a complete breakdown. Like a complete breakdown. I had so much stress, in this last and getting things, because I'm this type of person who I take responsibility for everything, right? So it's like I'm responsible for all this faculty and the students that we have, and everything's got to run smoothly. And when it doesn't, and I can't control it, I have a little bit of an issue with that. So and I just had a break. Like, I just broke after so many months of just like, yes, we can do this, we can do this. And I just broke. And, I heard someone say to me, I should just let it go. And I thought, you know what? We can, but we have these emotions for a reason. And it's okay to honor the emotion for a moment. Like I didn't carry it around like luggage, but I certainly needed that 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 1 hour of just crying and being upset and not knowing what I was going to do next. And I think that people need to understand that even when you're working on your healing and you're working to get into a better place, obstacles will show up. You will have moments of anger. You will have moments of like, what is going on? Why isn't this working the way I want? And it's all okay.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying ignore the moments. I'm not saying that anything's perfect either, even though everything is perfect in its own imperfection, and let that one sink in for half a sec. But but the fact of the matter is that, when I say let go, I mean, that doesn't mean like, okay, everything's crumbling, let me go for a walk and, let me, go karting or whatever. I'm saying let go of the need to control it, let go of the need to stop whatever it is that's happening from happening. Obviously, like if it's a life-threatening thing, take action, but take action in everything. So in other words, when I say let go, I mean stop worrying. I mean stop stressing over it, because worrying and stressing over it, it's again, in the words of Baz Luhrmann, it's like trying to solve an algebra problem by chewing bubble gum. You're not doing anything. You're just losing today's peace. So don't let it disturb your peace. It doesn't mean don't take action to correct it. It doesn't mean don't allow yourself to feel the emotion of, oh man, I wish that would have happened differently. Okay, you know what? It didn't. This is where I'm at. Let me move from here. That's what I mean by let go. So many people get stuck in the rudders of, this isn't happening the way I want it, and I'm angry and I'm really upset, and I'm going to take it out on everyone around me, and I'm going to be upset in my actions going forward. And all you're doing is bringing that energy into the new thing that you're creating, which sets it up to fail. So when I say let go, I'm saying, okay, this is happening. This is the reality. I'm accepting this reality because this is what's happening. But you know what? I'm still going to be at peace. I'm still going to do my best. Yep. Yes, it's a pain in the butt, but I'm going to go for it, and it's going to be okay. And so it's more of a mindset shift as opposed to anything else changing in your external world. However, when you change that mindset and you have that shift, your external world changes along with it.
Absolutely. Like you got to quickly pick yourself up from that. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, when I saw that myself going down that hole, I was like, oh, no. Not going to happen. It's a moment. And, just sort of holding on and being okay. And, this brought me here. Why did I get here? Because, it's also learning from that moment. How did I get here? Because I didn't let myself feel along the way. Like I just kept going like a machine. And, I didn't give myself anything. Right. So it's just about learning to, even when we're in our path, even when we're living our mission, things will show up.
Yes.
They always do.
You still need to take care of number one.
Yeah.
You still got to take care of yourself, and the obstacles will still show up, which I've now coined opportunities with a challenge.
That's right. And I want to say something about letting go too. Like when you were saying you were crying, and like that's letting go.
That
like
is
letting
releasing
those emotions go. And I think that's amazing. And I learn it mostly from children, you know, like even our son, it's like if he's upset about something, he'll cry. And then it's like he's on to the next thing. He's not holding on to it. And like, well, I was crying about this. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like, nope, I'm on to the next thing. And so I think that's just like fully let go, like accept that and like let those emotions go and just keep moving forward and keep that mindset. So I think it's beautiful that you let yourself go. You let it go and you're back up, you know?
I did. I think I screamed once.
It's good. Let it out. Let it go.
It was a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great. So, and I'm so glad that you guys are with us, and thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm really, really excited for the students to get to know you.
Oh, we're excited too. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. The most beautiful people have come. So yay.
Yay.
All right. I will talk to you soon. Thank you everyone for joining us. And
Namaste.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.